Hello YouTube. This video is about taking this step and turning it into, and if you're interested in how I did that, stay tuned and we'll do that. I wanted to avoid heat. I thought that the amount of heat required to either burn this off or melt it off would be enough heat to warp the metal, because after all it is body thickness, so it's not very thick. So I tried mechanical, which by that I mean I tried a grinding disc, and all it did was gum up the disc and hurt the metal, so we didn't do that. I tried my paint stripper discs, which I like a lot, but wasn't enough to take this off. And I tried the Sandblaster. The Sandblaster took it off, but to do an area about that big was 10 minutes. That's too long. Had to come up with another way to do it. I tried chemicals, lacquer thinner, mineral spirits, nothing, wouldn't touch it. So the last resort was heat. And all my worries were unfounded. As you'll see, this actually came off fairly easy with the heat. See, no smoke. I was worried I'd fill up the garage with smoke. I'm not really getting that metal all that hot, certainly not red hot. And it just comes off. See that? Now, I never got that metal hot enough to be red hot, but it is hot enough for me to scrape this stuff off. I certainly wouldn't want to grab a hold of it, but it just comes off and strips. That's not too bad. We'll take that to the Sandblaster, but we got to get these next. Now we have to clean up our mess. For those of you that are allergic to vacuum cleaner noises, I'll turn it down so you won't have to hear it. With most of this bed liner scraped off, it's time to go to the Sandblaster and see if we can get rid of the rest of it. What you're looking at is the inside of the Sandblaster, and I'll show you how quickly this stuff removes. Well, we have all that bed liner off and it came out real nice. It's nice and smooth. Now we have to do this side, and it's back to the sandblaster for that. We now have both sides sandblasted. We're missing a captured nut right there, so that's the next thing we got to do. We got to put a nut right there. We'll put a final tack on that nut to hold it in place. That nut's not going anywhere. Now we can take this back to the sandblaster for final cleanup. What we'll do now is chase the threads on these captured nuts so that we don't snap off any bolts again. And I screw it all the way in to clean the threads all the way out and then all the way back. Then what we do is screw a sacrificial bolt into that captured nut to keep the threads safe from the powder coat. And that's good. We have our oven preheated to 400 degrees, and it is important to preheat, particularly in a convection oven with a remote heating unit. The heating unit is down here and air blows across it, up the side and into the oven. So the air coming off this heating unit is much hotter than what you've got the oven set to until it reaches temperature, and then the heating unit goes on and off. So it's very important to preheat. We are preheated to 400 degrees. We will be cooking it for 30 minutes. We have the step hung in the powder coat booth, and the powder coat booth is hooked up to a cyclone. It sucks all the air out of here and goes into a cyclone and collects all the dust so none of it goes outside. And we're ready to powder coat, so I've got to turn that on. Now we're ready to transfer it to the oven. And we'll let it cook for 30 minutes. I'm going to hang it and let it cool. What we have now is a nice pair of side steps, and all we're missing is the non-skid strips, and they're coming. The no-slip strips have come, and they're nice. I like them. So now we got to install it. And you pretty much get one shot at this. So what I'm going to do is just line it up where I want by eye. Looks like we want about a ½ inch all the way around, except for right here, which is smaller. And we don't have much room for error there because of the lip. So we're going to have to move that over just a little bit. So, and we want this to be straight. So that's pretty good. I think that'll get us where we want to be this way. Now we want to mark it this way. And what I'll do is I'll put a piece of tape on the nose slip strip. And that's just about where I want it, right there. So we'll put a marker across here. That's where we want it to be. What do you think? Did I get it? I think I got it. Even. That's a little shy there. This is a little shy. This is a little much here, a little shy there. But man, you'll never notice it. That's fine. That's good. One more to go. This is how I'd like to see these giveaways work. You need to be the first person to comment in the comment section with the keyword for the item of the week. The item is a used item removed from a Jeep. The item is free to you, but the shipping you pay. In order to pay the shipping, I need your address. In order to get your address, I will put in the comment section after your comment my email address. And you can send your address to my email address and no one sees it, and I can get you the shipping costs. You only pay for shipping. You do not have any handling costs at all, and the item is free. Here is this week's giveaway. I've tried to give away these shocks one other time, and nobody claimed them. They're Monroe Magnum shocks. They're brand new. I painted them silver. I mounted them on a Jeep. I never drove it anywhere. I took them back off. Part number 34928 for the front and part number 34803 for the rear. And we have the extended and collapsed lengths. So if you're interested, the keyword is, let's try this again. Let's see if we can do this again. If we do it as good as we did the last one, I'll be happy. All right. Now, do I want to move it down a little bit? We'll move it down just a little bit. We'll get this line here first. Oop, it moved. This is pretty close here. It looks like it wasn't cut right. Do I dare cut it? I'm going to cut it a little bit. Oh, that's 100% better. You see the difference here? 100% better. And that's where we want it, in this direction. Here we go. I think we were successful 2 times in a row. Unbelievable. Very good. I think we have to see what it looks on the vehicle. I won't be able to leave it on the vehicle, but we can at least put it on and see what it looks like. So here we are with a close-up look. I'm happy. I think we met our goals in this video. We have a nice pair of steps to go on the Jeep when it's ready. If you enjoyed this video, there'll be more.